machine-like consistency, combined with acute lane awareness. And in the college ranks, no machine is more powerful than Wichita State. Today at the Rock, they are gunning for their 8th national championship. In their way, the new kids on the block, Nevada, Las Vegas. Can the Rebels stop the machine? America's breadbasket, Wichita, Kansas, hosting the United States Bowling Congress Intercollegiate Team Championships from North Rock Lanes. And here they come, the Runnin' Rebels of UNLV. Upstarts. It's Mike Jankowski laneside along with 2007 Queens champion Kelly Kulick. And the Nevada Las Vegas Rebels making their second nationals appearance, first for the title here in Wichita. Going up against the 7-time national champions and playing in their backyard, Kelly.
Wichita State having the home field advantage. Great to be on your home court.
7 national titles in the 32 years of the program. They are among the cream of the crop in collegiate bowling programs in the nation. Reflected in the coaches poll, men's top 10, Wichita State ranked number 2. Where is UNLV on that list?
UNLV ranked 14th and catching fire coming into this event, going undefeated to the championship match.
And the drama building, final practice shots, the crowd getting ready for action. Kelly, let's take a look at some key players from both squads. First for Wichita State.
We have senior Chris Drews anchoring the team of the Wichita State Shockers, an 06 member of Junior Team USA. But in the 4-9 position, look out for George Lambert.
And Rebels fans looking on as we talk about the freshmen in the anchor position.
Brandon Allred, an 07 Denny's High School champion participant, 6 JVT titles, and a freshman taking on that pressure situation.
And the Baker format, very particular in college bowling.
Yes, the number 1 bowler again being leadoff communication to the players. Your strongest player in that 5th and 10th position to strike out when needed.
And the drama building for the Kerm Helmer Cup, the championship of collegiate bowling. What's going through their minds as these final preparations are happening, Pat?
Back in '98, I was in a similar situation going for that championship title. I told the ladies on my team, let's take it to the 10th frame and see what happens.
We have asked each head coach to introduce their starting lineups, and UNLV's coach Joey Shugart will introduce the 1-6.
Chris George from Phoenix, Arizona. He's our leadoff bowler. He gets the energy going for our team.
Chris George is one of 2 freshmen on this young gun team. What a pressure situation to put a freshman in on this opening shot.
George hits the pocket high, crumbles 4-7, carries the high hit.
Well, that's a great example of getting that first ball off your hand. Here we see Chris playing deep inside around the 4th and 5th arrow. Ball goes down the lane, comes up a little high, and as we see, the 2-pin comes back and trips the 4-pin.
And a good break. Get that first shot off your hand. Strike for UNLV as USBC Hall of Famer, Wichita State coach Gordon Vatican introduces his 1-6.
Jesse Buss. Jesse's from the Illinois area. Tremendous athlete. This guy can throw the ball high speed. Love to have Jesse Buss throw a messenger strike. It's fun to watch.
Higher ball speed can scatter the pins and give a greater carry percentage. Just like that.
Opening strike for Wichita State. Jesse Buss on the board. Strike apiece. Gordon was right. Fun to watch.
A lot of ball revs, a lot of ball speed. Watch the pin scatter. Trips out the 10.
Smacks that 10 out of there. Strike apiece. Second frame now. 2-7 for UNLV. Here's co-coach Ted Kanai.
Eddie Shaw from Las Vegas, Nevada. One of our best spare shooters. I'm proud to be father.
The junior right-hander. Second frame.
Get lucky, get lucky.
Get lucky, get lucky. That's right. Ball going very high into the pocket. It splits up the pins, leaving only the 3-pin. Ball goes down the lane just left of target. Again, going straight through the face. Lucky enough, only leaving the 3-pin.
Cross lane at the spare. Easy spare pickup. On the spare. Easy, of course, meaning the spare combination, not the ease of spare as the conditions here are demanding.
That's right, Mike. As Coach Kanai said, one of the best spare shooters on the team.
Let's meet the 2-7 for Wichita State.
Will Barnes from New Jersey. This guy's come up through our developmental team and now on the selected team. We call him Big Willie.
Barnes is quite a name to live up to in the Wichita State program. Second frame, strike and a double on the board for Wichita State.
Most of the men on the team playing the same part of the lane, deep inside between third and fourth arrow. That's what you call perfect ball reaction, Mike.
Scatters them like hash browns. Yeah.
Very happy with the result. Trying to get the fans intrigued, light up the state shoppers.
Early in Wichita, we'll be back with more college bowling. Welcome back to the USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships. Let's take a look at how our championship finalists got here. Our semifinal recap. Wichita State needed 2 victories against the 2-time defending champions.
In match 1, Saginaw was out early, up 2 games, but Wichita would rally, winning 4-3.
And in set 2, all Wichita State ending Player of the Year Dan McClellan's season was Saginaw Valley State.
That's key in match play is really just bowling against the lanes. That's all you have to do. If you shoot a bigger game on the lanes, you're going to be the other team.
Purdue fans outnumbered UNLV in the stands, but in the end, UNLV comes through with the victory.
The Rebels with an impressive win over the 7th-ranked Boilermakers, going through the tournament undefeated.
Nobody really traveled out from Vegas to support us, but we've got ourselves, we've got our team. That's all that matters. As long as we got ourselves, that's proud enough.
Taking a look at the rest of the field, 3rd-ranked William Patterson, 4th-ranked Lindenwood, 2 and out, and Phil Brilo and his Wisconsin Whitewater squad finishing 5th in their first Nationals appearance. Let's meet the UNLV Rebels 3-8 bowler.
Richard Jenkins from Las Vegas, Nevada, throws one of the best balls in college.
On a spare, 3rd frame, UNLV. Oh, good shot. 10 pin.
Mike, nothing wrong with that shot. Almost looked like perfection off his hand. Ball goes down the lane. Great ball speed. Angle entry to the pocket just a bit late, leaving that ringing 10 pin.
6 around the 10. Big high backswing. Let's see if he cuts it down cross lane at the 10 pin.
Good spare.
Nope.
Good spare.
Gave it full bore.
Good shot, good shot,
On
good
10
shot.
pin. Spare for Jenkins in the 3rd for the Rebels. And now let's meet Wichita State's 3-8 bowler.
John Zerbinski from North Tonawanda, New York, sophomore on the team. This guy we call Zerbs. He is high energy, big time. You don't want to get in the way of one of his hand slaps.
The sophomore right-hander, member of Junior Team USA for 2008, 3rd frame working on a double. Oh, wait outside, washout.
Well, on that last shot, leaked the ball further right than any of the other players on the team. As you see, the oil carries it down the lane, trying to get it back, leaves the washout.
The classic washout, 1-2, 4-10. Looks like a spare ball.
Going to the hard plastic, gonna try to slide the 1 into the 10.
He's up. Wheel.
Has a chance. Oh! Good try there.
54 open through the 3rd, handing a lead to UNLV.
Head pin wraps around the 10. Could have made a better shot at it, giving himself the chance to convert the spare.
Oh, and no love for serves. And now it's time to meet the sophomore right-hander, the 4-9er for UNLV.
Nathan Panaligan from California. He's our 4th bowler, and he sets it up for our anchor bowler.
Nathan is an 11-time JBT titleist. He's going to try to set up the anchor bowler by striking in the 4th.
Let me hear one time. There's a strike for UNLV.
And Nathan coming through, just as his coach said, sets up the 5th frame bowler. Ball right on target here, changes direction, angle entry to the pocket, splits up the pocket for the strike.
Splash for Panaligan. 4th frame for UNLV. Yeah. And now we move to the 4-9 setup slot for Wichita State. Let's meet him.
George Lambert from Canada, another one of our international players on our men's team. Tremendous fun. This guy has a great time when he bowls. A lot of humor, keeps us loose.
Making a big splash early in his career. 4th frame, Wichita State. Come on, Daddy, a little short.
Little short is right. Ball never made it to the pocket. George here, being a veteran of Team Canada since 2000. Looks like it's online as the other competitors roll the ball over the fourth arrow. Just never reads the condition, leaving the 2-4-10.
And then the great question, to hook or not to hook at the spare?
My answer to that, Mike, not to hook. Changes to the Pepsi ball.
Oh, Lambert took your advice. Slides the 2-4 into the 10, spare conversion.
He made that look routine. Watch as the ball just goes left of the 2-pin, deflects perfectly into the 10-pin, converting the split.
That's the word I was thinking. Perfect.
Calm and collected.
Now it's time for the anchor players first. 5-0 for UNLV, the freshman.
Brennan Allred from Las Vegas, Nevada, the best rookie in the nation.
Praise from his coach and 10th amongst other rookies in average.
Fifth frame, working on a strike. Just a tad high, 4-pin.
Allred makes a great delivery on this shot. Ball again inside between fourth and fifth arrow, changes direction, just comes up high, leaving that 4-pin.
Just a touch high. Change ball on the spare, cross lane at the 4.
Come on, boys, back
Fill
out,
the
back
frame,
out.
good spare conversion there. All marks in the first 5 frames for UNLV. Now let's meet the anchor player for the Shockers. 5-0.
Chris Drews, probably one of the tallest players in college bowling. Chris is from South Dakota, and we call him Pipe.
Taller player, timing is a little bit more crucial, but the larger hand allows him to perform.
Right there, slap the 10-out strike for Wichita State.
How much you move?
George Lambert, one of the mic players for Wichita, asking Chris how much he moved. George leaked the ball right on the last shot. Chris took his information, maybe made a move inward where there's less oil, giving him a perfect strike hit.
Halfway through game 1 in this men's championship, Wichita State 5-pin lead. We'll be back. Saginaw Valley State. The Colonials, Adam Metzger starting off right for the Colonials. Nick DeMine with a little help. Arts hot early. The Cardinals, J.R. Raymond was part of a 4-strike run, a little smile. More good fortune for the Colonials' DeMine, but it was anchor Jason Wunderlich who needed a strikeout in game 1. Couldn't do it. Cardinals take it in a high-scoring game 1. In game 2, maybe a little nerves for Robert Morris. The coach's son, Tim Pfeiffer, with a big spare miss. Saginaw Valley State smells blood. Toby Seidel, his 2nd strike in game 2, puts Wunderlich in another frame 10 hole. A hole that he could not dig out of. Saginaw Valley State defends its national title 2 in a row in 2007. UNLV, the Robert Morris of 2008, playing the David to the Goliath of Wichita State University. 6th frame now. Chris George, the freshman architecture major. 6th frame, working on a spare.
Be there, baby! Be there!
Just a bit short. Takes out the double wood 2-pin spin.
The 2007 Desert Open champion comes up again, 4th, 5th arrow, ball down the lane, just a little bit late, leaving the break of the 2-pin. We can see it, the 4-5 mix up in the 8, but just again, leaving the 2-pin, changing to that hard plastic ball, gonna go straight at the spare.
That's a good one.
George on the spare pickup. 6th frame. UNLV is clean through 6. No doubles yet. All marks. And now 6th frame. Jesse Buss, Junior Team USA member 2007, on the right lane. Big Daddy answers. Double for Wichita State.
Jesse steps up in that frame number 6, clinching the double for Wichita State.
Giving them a 16-pin lead through 6. Another look at that shot. Flush!
Ball splits the 8-9.
And the reaction. pump fists, great shot. Take it back to the bench. 7th frame, Eddie Shaw spared in frame 2.
Tip hard, tip hard.
Tip hard is right. Ball doesn't even get to the pocket, leaving the 1-2-10. Eddie aspiring to be a professional bowler. Coach Kanai says he's one of the best spare shooters on his team. He has a chance to prove it in this frame. Ball playing on that oil line, skidding down the lane, doesn't have a chance.
Now on the spare. See if he hooks or goes straight at it.
Plastic ball gonna go straight. Can the spare shooter come through?
First open frame, 124 open through the 7th.
Right idea, ball is just getting left of the head pin, just not enough, doesn't deflect and take out pin number 10.
Wichita State on a double. Will Barnes struck in frame 2, 7th frame. Oh, crushed it. 3-bagger for Wichita State. And the crowd is on its feet.
Wow, did you hear his teammates hold, push? Ball got inside a little bit. Praying for the ball to push down the lane, inside that oil line again. Just a bit high. 10 straight back.
And you felt the energy of the crowd just go up with that shot. He just stuffs the pocket.
Look, down on his knees, knows it's good off his hand. Fans are up. They all like that shot.
That's the excitement of college bowling. Now Richard Jenkins in the 8th frame for UNLV, looking to lob it right back.
Peel hard.
Peel hard, peel hard. Wow, that left lane giving UNLV Rebels a little bit of trouble. Last frame was an open split, and now here we see the 2-4-10 left by Jenkins.
And they went the first 6 frames without missing a spare, and now in trouble of going back-to-back open.
Wow, Jenkins with that high backswing. Was going to hook at it, not going to go with that plastic spare ball. Didn't even get any extra wood.
Zerb's up. John Zerbinski on a 3-bagger. Left a washout in frame 3. Let's see what adjustment he's got.
Come on, cheap one time. Push.
Oh, big 4 high.
That'll bounce, that'll bounce.
That'll bounce, one of the most difficult spares in bowling, the big 4, or what I like to refer to as the Richard Nixon. Ball, great direction, just a little bit too hard a change of direction. Goes through the head pin, again, leaving the 4, 6, 7, 10.
You got me on that. Richard Nixon?
Yeah, you know, the 2 fingers, I am not a crook.
Oh.
Come on, bounce, baby.
Throws it hard with a plastic ball.
Field goal.
right.
6 out for Zerbinski. 152, 131, 21 pin lead. Gordon Vatican not happy with the result of that shot. However, the Shockers maintain a 21 pin lead. We'll be back to finish game 1. Proud bowling tradition, one of the premier programs in the country. Many awards, players of the year. The 2007-08 player of the year comes from the upper Midwest, however. Let's meet Saginaw Valley State's Dan McClellan.
It's a real great honor. There's a lot of guys at Saginaw Valley that had the award, like Bill O'Neill and Brian Wallachek, and just to be able to say I'm on that pedestal with those 2 guys, those 2 great bowlers, is quite an accomplishment.
We will win! Yeah!
My brother, we butt heads a lot. We have 2 totally different personalities, but I enjoy every minute of it. He has more intensity than I do on lanes, and everybody sees it today, and everybody's just so happy to have him here. It's a big part of our team. My father is battling cancer and diabetes right now. He's not doing too well, and me and my brother are out there doing it for him as well as the team, and the team knows that. 2 years ago, when I was in Germany for the World Youth Championships, me and Daniel Skip from Quebec, Montreal, we won our the doubles gold for being world champions for 2 years. Pretty cool. There's not that many opportunities for bowling in Canada. That's why I came over to the States, and it's just flourished for me.
This year's first-team All-American selections, George Lambert, number 4 bowler for Wichita State, Matt O'Grady, William Patterson, and Nick Hoagland from Indiana. We'll hear more about him.
Now 9th frame, Nathan Panaligan for UNLV.
Sit there, sit there.
Sit there. High 4 pin.
Nathan again, 2006 second place in the Team Masters. Ball seems to be on line, just a little bit inside. Just leaves the 4 pin. Changes to the spare ball.
And finally back on the mark train, UNLV with a mark in the 9th. 131 through the 8th, spare in the 9th. George Lambert, UNLV with a 21-pin lead. Lambert in the 9th.
Fans may recognize George. He finished 3rd at the 2006 USBC Masters.
White couldn't shake the 7 out of it.
Seems very poised though for his age. Knows what to expect from the lane. Ball goes down, head pin hits against the wall, just not enough to come back and take out the 7. I think he liked it off his hand, but as you can see by his reaction, he wanted that break.
He led the Shockers with a 210.3 average, cross lane at the 7. Spare for the Shockers, 21-pin lead going into the 10th frame. Brandon Allred needs to show up big here. 3 strikes for 181. The freshman right-hander must strike to keep his Rebels in game 1. 10th frame. Flushed it.
And the freshman shows up in the 10th frame. First strike in the 10th, but you know, Mike, his job isn't yet done. Ball again, right 4th, 5th arrow. Great ball reaction, change direction, flush pocket strike. Likes it off his hand. Look at that reaction.
Now you can't get the second without the first. He's got the first, needs the second.
You're lucky.
Oh, and that is not going to do it. Wichita State just needs some count to win game 1. Not enough in the 10th.
As you can see, the ball just deflects. 6-pin slides into the channel, not enough to deflect into the 10.
With a spare, UNLV will shoot 171, and Wichita State really just needing just a few pins count to take game 1. Final score 171. Jason Allred for UNLV, and now Drews just needs some loose change to sew up game 1 for the Shockers. Oh, and crushes the pocket. Game 1 winners, Wichita State, best of 3 to determine the national champions. Let's look at that again.
Great ball reaction right here. Couldn't ask for a more beautiful shot.
Put some sweet paw into it, 10 in the pit. Wichita State taking game 1 from UNLV here in this best of 3 to determine collegiate bowling champions. Now we're going to get a substitution. Mike Romano in to throw a fill ball here in the 10th.
And this could be strategy play, just trying to give the person off the bench some warm-up time in case he needs to come in on the second game.
And Romano comes off the bench and knocks them all down. That's got to be tough to be cold for the whole game and come in and hit the pocket.
You know, I think with Wichita's energy level, winning this first game, it's possible that he just came in there knowing like he just threw the last shot off his hand.
Well, it's all over. Game 1 is academic, but Gordon Vatican always looking to see what advantages can be reaped. A couple of extra balls. Keep Romano loose. Hits the pocket. Final score 202 as Wichita State takes game 1 in this best of 3.
Wichita State delivered 8 strikes in game number 1 to take the win 202 to 171.
We'll change up lanes and start game 2. More college bowling from CBS College Sports coming up next. Welcome back to North Rock Lanes. Wichita State takes game 1, 202 to 171 in this best of 3. And UNLV has its work cut out.
All we need is ourselves. That's all we need. We bowl as a team, we win as a team. We'll make shots out there, we'll come back. I guarantee it.
Making shots is what the Rebels must do in game number 2. They had 2 open frames in the first game. If they're going to have any chance against the Shockers, they have to fill frames and stay clean.
And going up against one of the storied traditions in all of collegiate bowling on their home turf. Tough order for UNLV, and Wichita State will lead off. We've switched lanes and we'll bowl game 2 of this set. And Wichita State Jesse Buss, the senior right-hander, will open up on the right lane. Junior Team USA member in 2007. Perfect in game 1, 2 X's on the board.
One ball, 10 pins gone off the deck. Jesse performs again. 3 strikes in his 3 TV appearances.
That's just labeled. Sweet. I could look at that 6 times.
A triangle once stood there, and then there was nothing.
So could he. Chris George stayed clean, spare and strike in game 1. Right lane, frame 1 for the Rebels.
Give it a chance. Give it a chance.
Just coming up a little high at the end.
All right. Good shot.
Give it a chance is right. Now again, both teams switch lanes, have to kind of figure out the lane play. Still playing the same part of the lane. Ball changes direction. Looks like a great shot. Unfortunately, leaving 1 pin, the 4 pin.
Boy, such a fine line between a flush strike and just leaving that 4 pin. Little support from the ladies. And now cross lane, single pin.
Good one.
Gets the mark for UNLV.
Good job.
The Shockers are up 1 game in this best of 3. Shockers 1 game away from the national championships. Will Barnes with a pair of strikes in game 1. Shockers have been loading it up at the top of the order. 2nd frame. Oh, this time coming up high. Oh, and makes it a little easier.
A little extra carry there at the end makes a big difference. Again, both teams switch lanes, not quite sure what's happening. This is where they need to communicate. Ball comes up high in the head pin, 3, 6, 9, 10 standing, but here's a break. 9 pin fall forward, only leaving the 6, 10.
It makes it that much of an easier spare and a quizzical reaction out of Barnes.
You think him and George have the same hairstylist?
I don't know, but I got a spare for Barnes, and if you're a fan of the Wichita State program, you are well aware of Chris Barnes, perhaps the best bowler to come out of Gordon Vatican's program. No relation, as Will Barnes is a nursing major who holds 1 perfect game on this current Shockers squad. Now, 2nd frame for the Rebels, Eddie Schaub, political science major.
Give it a chance, baby. Give it a chance.
Oh,
Give it out.
wow. 4 and the 9 on a slightly high hit.
Again, bad break here. And if you notice, Eddie is playing the lane much differently than his other fellow teammates. Fairly straighter, ball comes up high, leaving the bad break of the 4-9.
Pocket split, 4-9. Got to go for it here?
I think so, Mike. This early in the match, anything's possible. Taking the spare ball, gonna go left of the 4 pin to try to slide it. Not even close.
Ouch, field goal. Open frame, 26, open through the 2nd for UNLV. Don't want to give Wichita State a tremendous amount of breathing room. Great storied program in front of the hometown crowd. John Zerbinski struggled game 1, frame 3, game 2.
Head pin! Head pin!
Wide left.
Well, you know, in the last game, he came up high both times. Hopefully he communicated with his teammates, made some type of an adjustment, but as you can see, ball right around the 4th hour, just not deep enough angles. Goes left with the head pin, leaving the 3-9 spare. Not an easy spare to shoot at with this demanding condition either, I might add. Gonna move left, try to skid the ball down the lane.
Perfect.
Makes it 3-9.
Zerbinski with a mark in the 3rd frame. And now Richard Jenkins, the high backswing. 3rd frame.
Give it a chance. Come on, ball.
Little light in the pocket, 2 pin.
Boy, going back to what Coach Ted Kenai said about filling frames and making shots, the UNLV Rebels must make shots now. Ball is again light, leaving just the 2 pin. He went at it hard and straight the last time when he tried to convert the split. Let's see what he does.
Oh, 1
Great
please.
shot of that high backswing all over the single pin spare. Jenkins, owner of 10 perfect games and 4 800 series. As UNLV trails by 12 pins, we'll be back with more of our championship match from North Rock Lanes Intercollegiate Team Championships. Improve your bowling game, I knew I do. Let's get a tip from a first-team All-American.
Hi, I'm Kyle Barnes from Pikeville College. I'm here to give you a couple tips on aggressive and non-aggressive hand positions. The aggressive hand position that I use a little bit underneath the ball. It allows for a more linky and snappy back-end action, and it is actually one of my favorites I like to use. The non-aggressive type of release I like to use, I'm more on the side of the ball. It allows the ball to act in a weaker manner. It allows the ball to get down the lane and has no aggressive violent back end at all whatsoever. Whether aggressive or non-aggressive, a strike is a strike.
Weak or strong, versatility is the key to success.
Fourth frame for the Shockers, George Lambert IV from Hamilton, Ontario. Drills the pocket, strike! Can you smell a national championship?
I think so. Wichita's proving they are a powerhouse bowling team. George Lambert, proving a two-time national champion in Canada, makes a great delivery. Ball goes back, splitting the 8-9. 10 pins once on the deck, now removed.
The time is now for Lambert to get in the crowd. The time is now for UNLV. Must get on the board. Panaligan, 4-9, fourth frame for the Rebels. Got there.
UNLV answers to Wichita State strike. George steps up in that fourth frame, and Nathan does too. Clutch strike right here, fourth arrow. Great angle into the pocket. Again, he likes it off his hand, and look at the team's reaction.
Sometimes it takes that opponent's strike to get your blood flowing just a little bit more. Fifth frame for Drews, anchor player for the Shockers. Had 2 strikes in game 1. Once again, just a bit high, pausing on fourth frame.
Yeah, this is Chris's first delivery on the left lane. Again, staying within suit. All the guys on the team playing fairly deep inside. Ball just changes direction, comes up high, leaving a makeable spare, a 4-pin. Better to stay clean, stay away from the splits. Leaves only the 4-pin conversion.
On the spare, Wichita State maintaining a 12-pin lead. They won game 1. They need one more game to clinch the national championship. Best of 3 here at North Rock. And now Brandon Allred, the freshman. 2 spares and a strike in game 1.
Wow.
2-pin again.
Did you see that ball's reaction, Mike?
I did. I thought it was going to come up high, and then it just kind of died at the back end.
I know. The ball just skidded so far down the lane, just maintained its axis rotation, never changed directions. Again, another lucky break here, leaving without any type of split conversion, only a single pin spare, the 2-pin. That's a break that UNLV needed.
Now, all important to fill the frames here in the Baker system, as Allred needs to spare to keep his club within 12 pins here in game 2.
Goes with the hard plastic ball straight at it and makes the 2-pin.
Right on it, 5 frames remaining to decide a national champion here at North Rock Lanes. We'll be back with more USBC Intercollegiate Team Championships on CBS College Sports.
Why are energy drinks bad? 12 spoons of sugar? That's bad. 200 calories? Bad. Guarana? Tisk, tisk. Good for a short jittery burst, then a debilitating crash. So don't drink energy drinks. Drink 5-Hour Energy. It's not a drink, more like a sip. But with that sip, you'll feel alert and focused for hours, without the crash or jitters. It has 0 sugar, only 4 calories, and no guarana. 5-Hour Energy. Hours of energy now, no crash later.
If you think the level of competition is impressive, wait till you see the level of coverage. High school meets high impact with MaxPreps.com. America's most comprehensive source for high school sports. Find out how your local teams compare, who's in the hunt to be state champs, and which teams and players are leaving their stamp on the national stage. Get pumped on your high school teams. Log on to MaxPreps.com. The CBS College Sports Network.
He might take it all the way. What a hit. Pocket deep, and that one is hauled in.
Now available in crystal clear HD.
One of the great stories this week in Wichita, Indiana University's Nick Hoagland, Player of the Year a decade ago, comes back for his final year of eligibility.
Bowling, it's more of a self-motivation type of sport, so I enjoy the fact that I don't care what anyone else thinks about how I bowl. I just want to know that I do well myself. To me, that translates well into business and the working in life. So to me, it's more of a developmental tool for me, and that's what I teach our kids and team.
One of the Indiana parents said that their son had learned more from Nick Hoagland than any other coach they've worked with.
Hi, we're just here by ourselves from Las Vegas, so we recruited some West Coast help.
UNLV! UNLV! And the West Coast help is appreciated by the Rebels squad deep in the heart of Wichita State Shockers country as the Shockers lead 1-0 in games and 12 pins here in the 6th frame as Jesse Buss steps up in the 6th frame. He's got 3 strikes in this match. Make it 4. Buss clears the deck.
In the hole it was. Jesse Buss, love his game, love his style. Balance at the foul line, right over his target. Very consistent through both games so far. 10 pins on the deck, no longer remaining.
Plenty of paw in that ball, just labeled the pocket.
You could see the Wichita State fans on their feet. The teammates love it. The energy level is really high right now.
Chris George, a strike and 2 spares in his 6th frame for the Rebels. Need to get it going late, game 2.
Get lucky.
Get lucky, not the way to go about it.
No 3-7s for him. That one again, left off his hand, never got down the lane, no length of the ball going down the lane. Ball goes left of the head pin, could have been a Brooklyn, but again, just leaving the 6 pin. Easy spare conversion, but definitely putting UNLV behind.
Filling frames is always good, but at this point, the Rebels really need to start getting some strikes. Got to get this spare out of the way, and then get the head down, concentrate, strikes here on out. On top of the 6 pin, George converts.
Make another good shot, buddy. You made a great shot to
UNLV
start.
trails by 23 as we're getting late. 7th frame, Will Barnes now. 2 strikes and a spare. Working on a strike for the Shockers. 7th frame. Drills the pocket, double, and another crowd entry. We call this the Lambeau Leap.
Definitely carrying the momentum of the Shockers. So you recall, Will came up high the last time, makes an adjustment, great angle entry into the pocket, 10 pins straight back.
Big double for the Shockers as they sniff perhaps their 8th national championship. I'm going to share that with the crowd. Eddie Schaub up in the 7th for Nevada, Las Vegas, working on a spare. Must strike. Down by 23 pins, 7th frame.
Eddie Schaub struggling through these games. Looks like he's fishing a little bit, trying to find the pocket.
Tip hard.
Nixon spots a fish there. Strike in the 7th for UNLV.
Yep, tip hopper again. He's playing a little bit straighter than most of the members on his team. Not giving up the pocket so much. Ball is a little bit inside from his last delivery on this lane. Gets the swishy strike, gives UNLV, puts him right back into this match.
So key in the Baker system is to have those players loaded up for the folks down below. Gordon Vatican could be looking at another championship. We'll be back with the conclusion right after this. Welcome back to North Rock Lanes, the hometown Shockers, smelling perhaps an 8th national championship here as we roll toward the conclusion of game 2. Each team with a strike up. Zerbinski, 8th frame for the Shockers.
Come on, John!
Light 10. Best shot he's thrown today, though.
It has been. As you can see, he had 2 open frames and a spare conversion. Makes a great shot here. Watch the ball go down the lane. Much better shot off his hand. Swishes the pins, almost have a chance to knock out the 10, but there it stands by itself.
Cross lane at the 10, Zerbinski bowled in the 2005 Bowl Fest at the U.S. Cellular Arena in Milwaukee. On the spare for Zerbinski. Now we move to the Rebels.
Get us a big double. Let's get some
Well, we
momentum
have
going.
Richard Jenkins stepping up here now. Richard must strike if he's going to give the Rebels any chance to stay in this game.
Gordon Vatican looks on as Jenkins toes the line here in the 8th. Strike up for the Rebels.
One time.
Lost his balance. High 3, 6, 9, 10.
Not a good shot physically. As you can see, He got to the foul line, was off balance, came up on his tippy toes right there. When you're off balance, the ball is going to go someplace. Went right through the head pin, leaving one of the most difficult spare conversions in bowling, the 3-6-9-10 spare.
And at this stage of the match, being 2 marks and change down, really needed to take advantage of that strike in the 7th frame.
Peel.
It's on the spare. Converts the tough 3-6-9-10. 22-pin lead. And another look at that spare, Kelly.
Again, one of the most difficult spares in bowling. On the tour, they call it equaling a turkey or anything. The ball has to deflect and just hook enough to take out the 9-pin in the back.
Lambert in the 9th can put a nail in the coffin toward that national championship. Again, that 4-pin, we've seen a lot in this match.
But again, Mike, Wichita is doing its best to stay clean. Again, not giving up the pocket and risking those split-type conversions. George makes a great delivery, leaving only single-pin spare the 4-pin. Going to the Pepsi ball.
Lambert, hard and straight, covers the 4-pin. In the 9th for the Shockers. Panaligan, 9th frame, absolutely must strike here to give his Rebels a chance here in game 2. And a washout.
Wow, the ball quick off his hand to the right, leaks out in that oil line again. What a difficult spare conversion this is going to be, the 1-2-6-10.
Absolutely must make this and hope the anchor player can fill up the frames to have any chance to win. And he got it!
Oh, what a conversion. Not something I'd want to shoot at to keep my team into a game.
Oh my! Tough wheeled it wide on the strike shot, but then converts the spare. Now for Wichita State, basically, big pin count, and you have a national championship.
Yep, Chris Drews, the Pipe Senior Mechanical Engineering major.
Drills the pocket, and that's going to be enough. Wichita State University has just won their 8th national championship.
George Lambert grabbing Chris Drews, knows they have a national title in their belt notch again. Boy, it brings me back to '98 when we won, having those memories, feeling that frustration of a season, and having it all come to an end with the icing on the cake.
Does it make all that practice and all of the competition and all the friends you make along the way that much sweeter?
Absolutely. You know, my belief is hard work pays off, and Wichita State definitely knows how to get the job done.
The Wichita State Shockers hometown fans celebrating once again on the home turf as the Shockers hoist the Kern Helmer Cup, your national champions. The Rebels of UNLV adding their congratulations. Great tournament for Las Vegas.
Yeah, their first national championship appearance, going up one of the big houses in the collegiate ranks, Wichita State. Nothing to be ashamed or embarrassed about. Congratulations to the Shockers.
The 8th national championship cup for Gordon Vatican.
It's about 10 times greater here in your hometown. You know, I mean, it's a big deal here. Our fans are the greatest, and we get so many of them to come out and watch. And bowling is so big in our town. It's such a great bowling community. We get all the people to show up here, and I think there's a lot more that couldn't get seated that wanted to be here. So we're happy for them, and I'm happy for our guys. What a great bunch of guys. We're just awful excited for them.
Wichita, we love you!